gun.
The header is good, and it's the giant defender John Taylor, and eventually Career had broken the deadlock.
You're listening to the K-League United podcast, proud partner of Football Nation Radio.
Hello, Ash Mika, welcome to pre-season with K-League United. I'm Paul Neat, your host this week. As it is pre-season, we are going to try out some new formations. I'll be something of a false nine, but being deployed just behind me are a couple of trequartistas in Ryan Walters.
Oh, hey there.
And Matthew Binns.
Hello.
How are you, boys?
Good.
Yeah, doing all right.
Thank God we don't have a fitness coach, otherwise getting a bit of a scorning for not sticking to some of the fitness regimes over the winter.
I don't know what you mean, man.
But I don't know, maybe if Binns was our nutritionist, we'd have pizza school and 4 tins for 10,001 every week. Which is actually what I've been doing, really, actually, thinking about it.
I'm for it. It's winter, man. It's time to hibernate.
No, I was going to say, actually, I did, just speaking of this, I did actually have a pizza school last week, so that's incredibly well timed of you there. How did you know?
Excellent value. Other cheap pizzas are available. Just, try to stay impartial. But, lads, I can't believe we're in pre-season already. Well, not us, obviously, but the K-League. Teams are already in training. You see the pictures of JG United in the snow recently? It was like a blizzard.
It kind of looked like Seoul last night, to be honest. Yeah, absolutely freezing down in Jeju. Not the kind of weather you expect down on the island, but
No, yeah, teams are going to be heading down that way to sort of escape the cold weather, but it's not really much better there, is it at all? But yeah, teams are already in training. Some of the foreign players are in quarantine, I believe. I saw Valentinos is in quarantine. I spoke to Connor Chapman earlier this week. He is too. But what would you rather do? Spend 2 weeks inside playing FIFA, ordering takeaway, or running around in -5 degrees? No, I'm not quite sure I'd be willing to do that.
Well, I'm actually on holiday at the moment, and I'm pretty much doing the former. It might not be the best way to start a footballing podcast, but I've just been like taking a step away from football to like recharge the batteries and tuning out with a Coke, a tuna sandwich, and a bit of snow patrol there. But no, I've been drawn back in with Premier League, Man City's recent exploits, beating Manchester United last night in the derby.
A-League, man. A-League's where it's at. Stick to Asian football. And unlike Matthew, I've just stayed plugged in, which is probably not wise. I need to spend more time playing Spider-Man and just kind of like dropping. And I mean the video game, not dressing up as Spider-Man and running around.
Trying to stick to your wall in your apartment.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, throughout January, we'll be releasing some of these shorter pre-season podcast episodes, a video of which will be on Patreon only. So you want to see how we look throughout pre-season, then Patreon is the place.
Do you want to sell that a little hard? I mean, that's not, Yeah, you know what? You look good. You got a kid on.
Got a kid on, yeah.
Yeah.
For this first episode, though, we're looking at pre-season friendlies. Obviously, a huge part of what happens in the build-up to a new season. But pre-season friendlies in Korea and K-League are a bit different, though. I mean, back in England, Matthew will know this, obviously, but usually there'll be some friendlies against a lower league team, maybe a non-league team, some friendlies at home, maybe even to end pre-season, you might play quite a large team from overseas. That doesn't really happen here.
No, it doesn't. It's far more practical. I think it goes back to the weather comment you were making earlier. There's not really any benefit training in this weather because, well, there is benefit to training in this weather, but there's no benefit to playing in this weather because the majority of the K-League season is in boiling hot temperatures and very humid temperatures. So you see perhaps the bigger clubs, the ones who can afford it, tend to go to the Middle East. I know Ulsan is currently planning their trip to Qatar, and some teams, they'll go to Southeast Asia and things to just try and play in a temperature that's more accustomed to what most of the season will be like. But it is a shame because I like having I like the glamour friendly. I'm a big fan of the not in the middle of the season. I'm not talking Team K-League versus Juventus. Let's not go back down that rabbit hole. But I'm talking like week before the season starts. Like Man City, when they were not the air quotes big team. We used to always get a big team come over, one that we'd never verse, and we always used to love going to that. Like I went to City versus Barcelona to open the City of Manchester Stadium, as it was then known, back in 2003, and we had a matchup between Ronaldinho and David Seaman. Not long after the 2002 World Cup, so there's your link back to Korean football there. But I've actually got a match program signed by Sean Gota and Luis Enrique. There's not too many fans who've got those kind of legends on a.
I don't think those two have ever been mentioned in the same sentence ever. But Ryan, what's it like in the Major League Soccer over there? Because like in England, it's obviously a bit different. What's it like in MLS?
Yeah, MLS. I mean, for the longest time, there wasn't. I mean, especially when I was growing up, there wasn't a massive difference between MLS and the minor leagues in general. But they've switched that around now. But I mean, I think it's different there because the season is on a different schedule from Europe. So we do see a lot of those like mid-season massive friendlies, like the All-Star game. Traditionally, they've done against big teams. Like they've had Bayern, they've had I think they had Real Madrid. They've had a bunch of big teams come over for the All-Star game. So preseason, I think, it's very similar to Korea. It's just a bit more practical. One thing that they do, they're like preseason tournaments that I kind of like. I'd kind of like to see that here. So like teams from the north, like Chicago, they'll go down south. Charlotte, Carolina used to have a tournament, and it'd be like some minor league teams and then some MLS teams, and they'd all come together and have a tournament. That's kind of a fun way to do it. There's a trophy involved. Why not? And then that's the minor league teams getting some minutes against the big boys, and then the MLS teams could play their reserves a little bit and kind of run people out. And like, not to stomp on the questions that I know are coming, but like, I'd kind of like to see something similar to that here for the teams that don't go abroad. But like I said, I'll save that for that section that I know I got coming up.
Well, yeah, let's just go straight into it now then. So if you were either the manager or the general manager of a K-League team, what kind of friendlies would you like to arrange? Would you like to sort of build it up slowly, start with a really small team, maybe a university team, and then finish with like quite a large team from Europe perhaps, or how would you handle it?
I mean, I like that idea of starting with the uni teams, especially because they face off in the FA Cup. So, give the players that you think are going to have time in those games start, and then take advantage of the multitude of K3 and K4 clubs that are around. I mean, even a K5 club. Again, I like the regional idea. A lot of the clubs here go down to Jeju, like you said, or they'll go down to Gyeongsam-namdo down south and practice down there. Get some of the teams from that region involved, or you'll be shocked. But like in an ideal world, in a non-COVID world, what I'd love to see is multiple teams from K-League go to Southeast Asia and have one of those like preseason tournament friendlies. Get some K-League teams involved, get some V-League teams involved.
Yeah, and a lot of teams in K-League do head to Southeast Asia anyway for the warm weather training. So it makes sense, have a little tournament, 4 or 5 teams.
Especially if a team could take advantage of that, as Jan quoted, and sign a player in the winter that from one of those leagues, and then go to that league and then sell your shirts. I mean, it all works out from the marketing perspective, but yeah, maybe not in 2021, but who knows, 2022.
How about you, Matthew? What if you were the new manager of John Book and you had to plan a pre-season friendly schedule, what kind of teams would you like to have?
Don't give that job to anybody, man.
That's very unfair on Jose Moraes and his legacy. But no, I think. I'm football manager. I'm the kind of guy who sends the assistant manager to the friendlies, and I just
really see. I like to arrange. I like to let the assistant manager arrange them, but I will handle the actual fixture itself.
I always find that they arrange too many. That's my problem. I want one a week, and they arrange like 3 or 4 a week, and I can't be doing with it. Like,
I think I always find though that because I've always got a large squad, that there aren't enough friendlies because half my team still isn't match fit or anywhere near match fit. Even if you like play everybody for 45 minutes in every game, which is about 10 friendlies, there's still maybe this is like a bug in FM15 that I'm still playing. I don't know, but it doesn't seem quite enough.
No. Well, I mean, speaking of large squads, or lack of large squads, I mean, what would you do for Dejan this year? Because you've got rid of everyone.
Good. We need to start again. No, what I would do is I would start off very small university team, K5, like that idea, Ryan, K5 or K4 teams, and then build it up slowly. So obviously we can't really play against teams from the same division, I don't think. Then maybe a K1 team. We played John Book last year and did all right. We lost eventually, but we did okay. And then what I would do, which is what obviously doesn't happen in K-League, is have one last big marquee friendly at home, have like a bit of an open day. So get the fans in an hour early. There's like some kind of entertainment, or they can meet the players. Obviously, in the days of COVID-19, that can't really happen. But next year or the year after or something, so play a big team from Europe. I don't know. Try and find a league that's on a break. at this time of year, or there's a gap in the schedule, and then get a big team, get the stadium full, and then get people in the mood before the season starts.
Yeah, I like that
That's what I
idea.
would do.
I think one of the things is that, and we're seeing this with Incheon right now, I think a lot of the pitches are in pretty rough shape, and that might be why they don't do those friendlies. But a ton of these teams also have a reserve stadium right next to the main one. Like Bucheon comes to mind. They've got their auxiliary pitch right next to it. Seoul has an auxiliary pitch right there. You don't necessarily need like the World Cup stadium. Well, you would if it was a big European team, but I think having some just access to the public, like you're saying, to just kind of get people excited. But I don't know how many people want to go outside in February necessarily.
True.
But
if
I love the idea of a big event. Yeah, like you're saying, of like give people a reason to get excited.
Sell some merch as well.
Yeah, and and it doesn't even need to be a massive team, in my opinion. It doesn't need to be Juventus. You could get a championship team over here. Maybe not preseason because like you're saying, it has to be somebody that's an off season. But like, I mean, personally, and I'm always going to go back to this. Well, I would love to see more Asian teams coming over and like going in between those. Again, if a K-League team is going to be going to warmer weather, I'd love to see them playing teams in that country. But if they're not leaving, then there are a ton of memorandums of understanding between clubs here. Get one of them over. Aston just signed an MOU with a team from India, I believe. My mind is clearly elsewhere and thinking about Miles Morales swinging around New York City. But like, get that team over. If you've got an MOU with a team, play a friendly against them. That just makes so much sense to me, and I don't know why they wouldn't do that. And then that helps the fans engage with that team, and then it's not this big question mark. So I mean, if nothing else, I'd like to see that. But I mean, also, yeah, like you say, get some big teams over just for a kickabout and just have some fun with it.
Yeah, it's all about marketing, which I think, as we've seen over the last few years, it can be a little bit lacking in K-League with K-League teams. So
I'd argue that K-League opening day is really well attended. We're going to get on to what I think about that in a minute. But what I would be worried about is you get one of these big teams over and they come over and absolutely thrash the K-League team just before the season starts. So, K-League fans can be, attendances they've got better in recent years, but I'd hate for a team that's had a promising pre-season to then open the doors to the fans and then watch their team get absolutely humbled.
I'm not sure the average K-League fan would really care that much because I think people who like football in Korea will most likely have a European team as well, and I don't think they will really feel too embarrassed if, say, Bayern Munich beat FC Seoul 4-0 or something. I don't think they'd really care that much. They would just be happy to see Lewandowski, and then the week after Park Ji-young.
That's the match program you want signed.
Yes, Lewandowski and Park Ji-young.
I don't know how you can even tell them apart based on on-field performance. That's just the same guy.
Well, Matthew just mentioned that. Then I think the K-League opener is basically, obviously, as we know, the K-League 1 champion and the FA Cup winners. They start the first league game of the season. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I mean, I would love to see that become something with a trophy on the line. Why not? I just, we talk about this all the time. There are so many easy ways to make an event of this. And like Matthew was saying, opening weekend's always very well attended anyway. Let's get this in a neutral ground. Or, you know what? Sure, the K-League winner gets to host it. Fine, I'm fine with that as well. But a neutral ground would be super fun. But okay, the league winner gets to host it. You have the FA Cup champion coming in. Have both of the trophies on display beforehand. Have a shield that they get to win afterwards or something like that. And have an event around it. Have something happening earlier in the day that gets people excited about it. That, I don't know, a concert or some kind of event the night before, like a launch party, like a K-League launch party on the Friday night. People can get down there early. Obviously, we're talking about all these things in a pre and post COVID world, but you give people an excuse to come to this city for the weekend, help the city get some tourism, get people excited about the sport. It's such a built-in event that just doesn't require a ton, rent out a convention center, or like so many of the stadiums have these convention centers already built in. Seoul World Cup Stadium has a wedding hall. Turn that into, I would love it if Seoul won the league and we could have it there. But if they do, that event center is already there. Suwon already has an event center. So many of them have these things built into the stadium. Get people in there. Give season ticket holders access so they can walk down onto the pitch beforehand. These things are so easy and don't cost money. Like
you have a Legends match before as well. So, like,
oh, excellent. Love it.
let's say it's like, I don't know, obviously this year it'll be John Book versus Ulsan. An hour before or 2 hours before the real game, you have Legends of John Book versus Legends of Ulsan. Elon Go obviously will score the winner, and everybody's happy.
Not if Kim Jong-ji's in net.
True. And he has to bring back his mullet. He has to.
It has to be blue as well.
Yeah. What they are some superb hairstyles. So the current format has been the way it is for a few years, but there used to be a Super Cup in Korea.
Yeah, there used to be a Super Cup. It started in 1999 and they finished it in 2006 when Ulsan beat Jeonbuk, and even then the K-League had the foresight to say, we're kind of sick of this fixture already. It's going to be played every 5 minutes because I'm really unenthused about the opening round this year. Jeonbuk versus Ulsan, and I'm done with it after the FA. It's not their fault how the FA Cup patterned out, but I do kind of like having this Super Cup. What I would say is I would have the Super Cup in a neutral ground and do Jeonbuk versus Ulsan there the week before, and then the first round. Then I would then rearrange so it'd be like a derby weekend, because that way you can get as many local fans into the stadium as possible. So you could have, well, you can't have the Jolla derby because different leagues, but you could have. Daejeon aren't coming to town either. So, but we could have Gwangju come up and.
The local rivals.
We keep Gwangju and Jeonbuk for opening day because the fans could get there in a pre-COVID world, as we're going to have to keep saying after all of this. But you want to get all the fans want to go and see their team on the first day, so you want to keep the teams as close together on the first round. And by
great idea,
make the Super Cup just a separate thing in a neutral ground between the two cities. So Ulsan versus Jeonbuk this year, put it in Daegu. For example, fill out Daegu Stadium, make an event out of it. Great. Then the next weekend, it's a derby weekend to open. Imagine opening the season with a super match.
Love it.
Or go for the Suwon derby, and then you can have the Gyeongin derby for Incheon Seoul. But yeah, anyway, that would be my advice to listeners, to anyone listening with power. Yeah.
Guano Gap was elected as the new president for his I think 4th term. So if he is listening, which I'm sure he is, a Patreon subscriber under a pseudonym.
Yep, big
fan. Then there you go. You know where to find us if you want any more ideas. But yes, so I think we're all kind of in favour of a Super Cup kind of thing. We talked about we'll touch on this in another episode about pre-season training camps and whatnot, but a tour. Ryan, you also touched on like a tournament there as well. What do you think if a K-League team was to do a Southeast Asian tour? So not even just stay in one area. Maybe they go to Bangkok. Maybe they go over to Vietnam as well, and just try and bring exposure for the league. In fact, they should. What they could do is go. Not all of them, obviously, because there's quite a lot, but go to some of the countries nearby that have got K-League broadcasting rights.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. I mean, to me. Also, look, we saw this with ACL this year when there was a hub. We've seen teams travel together. They're not going to get in a fist fight on the plane ride over. Put a couple of teams
like wrestling. Put the good guys on one plane, and the bad guys on another plane.
Yeah, put the heels. Put them in first class and see how well the faces do with it. It'd be great. But I mean, put a couple of teams on a plane together and throw them over there, and then just swap and change. I mean, like you're saying. Getting from Bangkok to Phnom Penh, for example, that's not a difficult trip to make. It's a short flight, and you could go far west, quote unquote west, and then kind of just make your way back over. So if you started in Thailand, you could stop by Cambodia, then go to Vietnam, and then fly home to Korea afterwards. And that is a lot of travel for the players. Yes, I know, but this is the modern game, and like. We've seen, again, to bring up the lovely example of Juventus, they were touring Asia for their preseason. You just kind of have to ask this of the players if you want to market yourselves. And that didn't go well for Juventus here, but I do think it's a smart move on their part because they want to market themselves to an Asian audience. And K-League should be wanting to market itself to a Southeast Asian audience, especially like you're saying with the broadcast rights in place. So yeah, go over there. And if you got two K-League teams, then the K-League teams can play each other. Or again, you just have these little four-team quote unquote tournaments, and then put a bunch of K-League teams over there. So like, I don't know, Seoul and Gangwon go to Bangkok, and then Jeonbuk and Ulsan have to be separated, but like, I don't know, Jeonbuk and Incheon go to Phnom Penh, or just focus on one country. I think that'd be really fun. Like have them all in Vietnam in like 3 or 4 major cities. That'd be great.
Yeah, and there's also, you mentioned Incheon. Montenegro also have the broadcast rights, I believe, and Serbia. So you can have some of the big stars from Eastern Europe here head over there. There's definitely some scope there, and hopefully we do see some more of this happening in the near future. But I shan't hold my breath.
Well, yeah, especially not this year.
Right. I think we should end with the quiz. Now, I haven't told you what the quiz is going to be, but you have actually alluded to what it actually is a few times. Matthew will be aware of this game, and obviously we played it before, the Guess the Lineup game.
Okay.
And it is the lineups between Team K-League and Juventus. So it was the last real big friendly where I could find the actual team sheet, and I actually had to go to my own Instagram and find the picture that I took of the team sheet.
I've got the team sheet there. I could go and grab the team sheet. I've got it.
Right, so just a reminder of the rules. You'll take turns in guessing a player who started the match. If they were on the bench and came on, you get to guess again. If they weren't in the squad, you lose a life. And if they were an unused substitute as well, you also lose a life. So you get 3 lives. The first to lose them is the...
Wonder who that unused substitute is going to be.
I know who not to start with.
Yeah, right. So I have... the team sheet in front of me. Do you want to play rock, paper, scissors to decide who goes first, or
for the audio version, we'll just have to say what we're shooting. That's fine. Is it rock, paper, scissors, and you go on scissors, or is it rock, paper, scissors? Shoot?
We're going on scissors. Okay.
All right. All right. Paul, you want to count us down?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Scissors.
You went paper. You went paper. You said scissors and you went paper. I win. I'm taking the win.
Take the win. That's fine.
All right, Matthew.
You can't do 2 things at once, man.
I will start with Cho Hyun-woo.
Yes, he started for Team K-League.
I believe Buffon started in net, didn't he?
No, he did not. He came on.
He came on, though. Okay.
He came on, so you don't lose a life. Yeah, he came on.
Should have said that.
Oh yeah, Szczesny.
No,
hey, you know what? I almost said something else, but I'll wait until it's my turn for that little bit.
All right, so yeah, Buffon did play. He came on. Matthew.
Lee Dong-guk started.
He did. He was captain as well, actually.
He was, yeah.
Osmar started, and I was going to ask, who did he score against? Was it Buffon that he scored against?
No, it was the other one, because it was very early, wasn't it?
Okay.
He scored very early on.
I almost said, who did Osmar score against? And I realized I should wait and get a point for myself.
Yeah. So. But yeah, Osmar did indeed start, and he scored the absolute rocket. Matthew, your turn.
Well, the other goal scorer in the first half was Cecilia.
It was. He scored. He started.
I wanted to save this as like a slow burn, but I'll get it out there now. Eder actually started, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he did. Actually, the last on the list, according to this team sheet that I've got.
And in everyone's hearts.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember, because there's one player from each at least one player from each K-League side in the squad. So I'm just working through some of those. Valentinos. Yeah, Valentinos. He was in the squad, wasn't he? So
he started. He did start. Yeah. Valentinos started. He wore the number 4 shirt.
Kimbo Kyung?
Oh, he did start. Yes. Kimbo did start. Number 14.
We're not K-League to blend.
I was going to say neither of you our strategy on this one.
We're both steering well clear of that Juventus side, that's for sure. I'm drawing a blank on the Juventus players at the moment, apart from that one, which is definitely wrong. So I'm going to keep plugging away at these K-League players, and I'm going to say it was a popular left back based on TV shows, Park Joo-ho.
No, he was on the bench, and did he come on? I don't even know if he came on or not, actually. I should have probably...
100% came on. 100% came on.
He came on. Yeah, he did come on. Okay. So
I think everybody on the bench eventually came on in this one.
We might have to put a limit on the bench one. We might have to say 3 benches and out, because otherwise, we could name the bench.
On. Yeah, that's a good point. So you can guess again then.
Okay, well, who's the other popular left back? Oh no, I don't know whether he actually was he in the squad. Let's go right back. Let's go E Young.
E Young was he did start. Yeah.
Hong Chol?
Yes, Hong Chol started at left back. War number 22.
Yeah. Okay, that's making things a bit more interesting. So I remember Dave Bultwist he had to pull out injured.
Yeah,
and he was replaced by a teammate.
Look at this, it's Inspector Clouseau.
And I've forgotten his teammate's name. I'm drawing a blank here. I'm now thinking of Juventus players because I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to rush you or hand it over to Ryan.
Okay. Is it Yun Suk Young? Is it?
Not Yun Suk Young, no.
No, of course not. Of course, it's not him. Well, I've said it now. Take it. That's the life, is it?
All right, yeah, all right, Matthew, you're down to 2 lives. Ryan, he's giving you a hint there. So it was an Ulsan teammate of Bultwist.
Was it Kim Tae-wan?
No, it wasn't Kim Tae-wan.
It's the centre back, and I can't remember his name. Oh, it's gone.
I let you bait me into that one, man.
I know.
I just went for that nonsense.
Oh, there was that a really famous John Nam right back as well that was in the squad, Ryan. You remember him?
Should have been.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have lost.
No.
They would have been in there. Or drawn.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's have a quick count of see who you haven't said yet. There's one.
I got one more.
There's one more. There's one more, and the one that you're thinking of, but you can't think of his name. So there is 2 more in the K-League starting 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're both centre backs.
No.
There's enough with these.
Osmar was a centre back, so there's a central midfielder missing.
No, the other way around. Osmar was a midfielder, and you said Valentinos, so it's who he partnered.
Why don't we just go for Juventus play? I don't want to throw the Juventus dice because I genuinely can't remember.
There are a few players that aren't there anymore. I do believe at Juventus.
That's what I'm thinking. Who scored? Who scored for Juventus? Who scored the equaliser? I don't know. Pjanic.
Let's have a look. Pjanic. I can't read his writing. It's absolutely awful.
Pjanic. I can't remember his first name. I just keep thinking Pjanic at the disco.
Pjanic at the disco. Hang on. I can't. Is he number 5? Sorry. I can't read the writing.
So what happened, just while Paul's doing that, so Team K-League printed their starting lineups, but because Juventus was so late, they had to, basically, as soon as they got off the bus, the manager had to scroll it onto the team sheet, and the team sheet was just sent straight to the photocopier. So all the press that were there that day, we've got these horribly written scrolled team sheets, and I'll grab mine at the end of this quiz so those on Patreon can see what it actually looks like. We got it because we were all looking for that one name because he started.
He started. He was number 5. I couldn't. The writing is horrendous.
It's awful. Yeah, that's probably another reason. Well, that's the reason I'm giving why I can't remember any Juventus players.
Yeah. Right. Sorry. So let's get back on track. He did start. Ryan
Taggart.
Substitute.
Taggart.
Substitute.
Was a sub and came on. He scored. You don't lose a life, but you can guess again.
We're missing a midfielder, yeah?
Yes, and a defender. A midfielder and a defender. But the defender is the one I know, but I don't know who it is. I think 3 lives might be too many.
And which team isn't represented also is what I'm trying to think of.
I don't think he's at the team that he was at the time. Missing midfielder isn't at the team that he was then.
Who was the Sangju player? The Sangju player didn't start there. There was a Sangju player in there.
Kim Min-woo?
No, wasn't Kim Min-woo.
He wasn't even in the squad.
Wait, should have been.
That's another life gone.
Ryan's down to 1 life. Bindi got 2.
As it should be.
I'm just really angry about this this centre back because I knew that was the trick. Well, the trick of the K-League team anyway, and it's Doom Eddings. I can't remember who it is. And was it the guy he's got a bit of European experience as well, a bit of Premier League experience, that defender.
I don't think he has.
No, maybe I know. Well, maybe I'm definitely thinking of somebody different, and I have no idea. I just know it's not that one. Midfield. Who was in midfield? Like popular midfielders, because it was all fan voted. So
I believe when we went to the pub afterwards, I think you might have given him a 6. I don't think you were very impressed with his performance. Everybody else played well, but he didn't play that well.
I already said Eder.
Yeah. No, I gave Eder a good score. I thought Eder played well.
Yeah, he did actually play well.
Yeah, no, I gave Park Ji-young a bad score, but he was second half. I'm going to have to pass. I can't. My brain has got. I'm just going to.
Right. Are we?
I'll pass and take a life just so
All
me and
right.
Ryan are both on a life each. Go on then. Let's
Down to
just.
one life, sudden death.
I need Ryan to give me a hint here.
Okay, was it Yoon Young Soon that started at center back?
Oh, it was.
Oh,
Yoon Young Sun, yeah, who is
Because he was at Ulsan that year. Ulsan.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. He
Yeah,
was
done.
right. So
And he was
obviously
fresh
you-
off of the World Cup as well, so everybody thought he was hot stuff.
yeah. Ah.
All right. So there is one Team K League player who started left, a midfielder.
I love that we've just avoided Juventus. I was like, Buffon. Oh, no.
I'm scared of naming any Juventus players because it'll just out how little I know about.
Think of Branco.
I have no idea. My brain has gone. I'm honestly, my brain just wants to say Ronaldo, and I know it's not him. I know it's not him, but my brain just says, "Go on, say it. Go on, say it." You know, I mean, there was a chance for Messi, but I don't think he was on the pitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a chance. Yeah.
I'm going to concede. My brain's gone.
concede?
Sorry. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Concede.
I probably shouldn't say, was Mandzukic there?
Mandzukic, yes, he
Okay.
was. He.
I'll use that to seal my victory then.
Yeah, Mandzukic. He scored, didn't he? I think.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did score.
I
Right.
Sealed with a Tomislav kiss.
Yeah. Would you like me to tell you the final K League player?
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
care about the Juventus lineup, but who the hell was it?
It's Yumbik Garam.
Oh,
It was
because
Sangju Sangju,
Yeah.
and I said there's a Sangju.
yeah, but I mean,
All
what's
right,
he done
I'll-
recently? Why would he be in our memory?
Yeah, he's kind of like where are they now of the Team
Yeah.
K League?
Yeah.
But
Win
I
an
wouldn't-
MVP award for a major tournament, and then we'll talk. All right, buddy.
no big deal. So
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
get
to to the bench as well. It was Songbom
You do that. I'll get the team sheet.
Igwang Sun, Kim Jin Ya, Mix Diskarud, Wanderson was on there. So was Unilok,
Oh yeah,
Taggart, and Park Ji-young. That was the rest of Team K League.
what a bench.
I know, yeah, very strong bench. Not good.
Mm.
Anyway, well, that was yeah. There we go.
All right.
Right then. Well, that's it. I think for this week. Next week we'll talk about something else related to pre-season. If you haven't signed up for the Patreon yet, then maybe this is your chance to do so. There'll be regular K League briefings delivered to you from the K League Transfer Rumors and Conjecture Centre, the room where I'm sat right now. There are tiers as little as $1, but to get the all the good stuff, $3, $5 and above, etc., etc. So I've been Paul Neat. Until next time, for Matthew Binns and Ryan Walters, thanks for tuning in.
적조선 공공 폭격기 킥, 신, 울